The game source released the 15 February 2024 the new facts for the Corebook of Cinema. Here we go to see about the new facts brought. If you're interested about to see the previous facts, I invite you to see in the description the link about to the previous video so that you can see the other ones, because I want to bring you the changes so that you can understand what the FAT has been brought up as new and not repeat myself every time and focus only on the new things. So we can go to see that the new ones are a few but quite interesting. There are a lot of things that remain the same. One of the most important things to see is one that has been changed compared to what it was previously. So each time an ability is used, if the effect allows multiple units to be picked, for example, states pick up to 3 friendly units, can the same unit be picked more than once? And say no. And pay attention about this designer note, because the previous design note that stated otherwise has been removed, so it's completely changed. So here you had to pay quite a lot of attention, because if you before have been able to, because it was in the rules to do such, now it's not anymore allowed. So you have to pay attention about such changes. Then we have when is the control objective and the scoring of victory points done in relation to other abilities that are used at the end of the turn, and you say after all such abilities. Sincerely here I think that it was obvious, because before you apply all the abilities and the last thing that you have to do is scoring the victory points, but it's better avoid any misunderstanding with such rule explained. Then if an ability allows a unit to be picked to fight after another unit has fought, for example, for the Wraith or Corn Blastfist Commander of Tyrant ability, does the unit picked have to be eligible to fight? And say yes. So it means that if that unit has fought before, you have to pay attention, because it can't make those models attack. So you have to pay attention about the timing about using such abilities, and eventually the clause for using, because there can be some exception eventually. So as you can see, there are a lot of things that remain completely the same. Other things that has been changed, for example, for the movement is about if a unit has a random movement characteristic, it is generated before or after the player has picked the unit to run, and say after. And I think that it's obvious, because you decide what movement do when you pick a unit, not before, after that you generated the movement of the unit. So I think that it's perfectly correct about this one, because it's something that it would be illogical otherwise, in my opinion. Then we can see a lot of mod of things remained the same, so it's completely nothing new. But there are other things that has been changed that can be quite intriguing. For example, about the words, that it's something that you have to pay attention, because it's explain better how it works the words. So some abilities allow you to roll a dice to negate a wound or a mortal wound, or to allocate a wound or a mortal wound to a unit other than the original target. Abilities of this type are referred to as words, and the dice roll is referred as word roll. Unless stated otherwise, the word roll is made before the wound is allocated to the mod in question. Up to 1 word roll can be made for each wound or mortal wound unless specified otherwise. If the word roll is successfully, the wound roll or the wound or mortal wound is negated and has no effect on the mod. If a wound or a mortal wound cannot be negated, you cannot make a word roll for that wound or a mortal wound. So here it's better explained about. So it means that or you save with a word, or you do the word roll. So you can't make a more word roll for the same things. So you have to pay attention about such. And it's really quite important about such thing. And then we can continue to see about the Battleshock phase that add interesting things. So models removed from a play as a result of their unit being split have fled. Models that has fled are treated as having been slain for rules purposes unless noted otherwise. In addition, rules that allow a model to do something, for example fight, when slain, are not treated when a model flees. This it's really quite important, because it makes you understand that there has been a sort of changes about the cause of the death. So not all the models that has that can be made fight back or so on. So you have to pay attention about such things, because they are simple detail but are really quite important sometimes. And then there is the last change that is related about the spell. So you have to add the following. Some abilities allow a unit to roll a dice to ignore the effect of a spell or ignore the abilities of an ended spell. If more than one ability would allow you to roll a dice to ignore the effect of a spell or ignore the abilities of an ended spell, only one of those effect can be applied. The player whose unit will be affected by the spell or any spells must pick which effect is applied. So it means that you have to choose the source to ban these effects eventually. So you have to pay a bit of attention about. So as you can see, there has been really quite a few changes, but there are little things but can be quite intriguing about, because they can specify better or anyway make you understand how it works. And really, I think that it's done a good job this way, because there's been little pointed things but intriguing. Anyway, from that mode it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.